Welcome to Fueling Growth, marketing for auto repair shops, where we turn practical ideas into phone calls and cars in bays. I'm your host, Zane Taylor, from Benoit Associates. Today, we're tackling the in-shop experience and how it fuels loyalty, referrals, and higher average repair orders. We're going deep on what happens from curb to counter, check-in to checkout, and everything in between. Joining me is our resident operations strategist, Roger Glass. Roger, thanks for being here. Welcome to the show. If you run a small or mid-sized shop, this episode will give you clear steps you can implement today. Enjoy.
Thanks. Happy to be here. At Benoit Associates, we've helped hundreds of independent shops tighten operations and create experiences customers talk about. Today, we'll unpack a practical playbook so owners can map the visit, train front of house, use digital tools wisely, and turn first visits into lasting relationships. Let's get started.
Let's start with why the in-shop experience is a true loyalty engine. We all track car count, but retention and referrals are where compounding growth lives. When the visit feels smooth, respectful, and transparent, people come back sooner and approve more work. In our benchmarking, repeat customers carry higher average repair orders and lower acquisition costs. From your vantage point, what specific moments inside the shop move the needle most on repeat visits and word of mouth? And how should owners measure the impact week to week? Any pitfalls owners should avoid?
3 moments matter most. First, the curb-to-counter impression: parking, lighting, cleanliness, and a human greeting within 30 seconds. That sets safety and professionalism. Second, the diagnostic conversation: a digital inspection with photos and a plain language summary that prioritizes safety, maintenance, and monitor items. That builds trust without pressure. Third, updates and checkout: proactive texts with realistic ETAs and a fast, accurate payment process. When those 3 click, customers feel respected and in control. To measure impact, track repeat visit rate by month, average RO split by new versus returning, add-on acceptance from digital inspections, and review volume and score. Add turnaround time and wait time as operational guardrails. Review those weekly in a 10-minute huddle and monthly in depth. Pitfalls include overpromising timelines, cluttered counters, and burying people in jargon. The fix is disciplined communication, posted standards, and one person accountable for consistency across shifts. Train backups to prevent bottlenecks.
That framing resonates. When owners simplify those 3 moments, everything else gets easier. I'll add one quick tactic on the greeting. Place a welcome podium near the door with branded key tags and a small sign that says, "We'll be right with you." It signals order, even in rushes, and reduces walkaway risk. Add fresh floor mats at entry. Daily. Let's map the journey end to end. Booking, arrival and parking, check-in, waiting or transport, inspection and approval, updates, checkout, and follow-up. Where do you see shops win or lose customers, and what changes move fastest? I'm thinking signage and designated spaces, a tidy counter, and a comfortable on-brand waiting area. Beverages, Wi-Fi, outlets, clean restrooms, appropriate music. What would you prioritize this month for curb to counter and environment, especially for small teams that can't overhaul everything at once? Also, any thoughts on scent, temperature, and showcasing certifications or warranties? Upfront visibility?
Start at the street. Add clear, legible signage, a bright open sign, and 2 clearly marked customer spaces near the door. Paint the parking bumpers, refresh exterior lighting, and place cones to guide entry during peak hours. At the door, spotless glass and a working handle matter more than most owners realize. Inside, aim for clean, comfortable, and local. Comfortable seating, reliable fast Wi-Fi, charging outlets, a beverage station, and a kids' corner reduce perceived wait time. Keep restrooms immaculate and stocked. Set temperature between 69 and 72. Choose neutral music at a modest volume, and use a light, neutral scent. On one wall, show community involvement and a simple "Who We Are" panel with technician bios, ASE, or AAA credentials, and your warranty terms. Keep counters clutter-free. Display a menu board with common services and prices, and label turnaround standards. These are inexpensive, high-trust cues that immediately differentiate you from competitors. Rotate local photos seasonally to keep things fresh.
That emphasis on local identity is powerful. When shops show faces, community ties, and promises in plain view, customers stop wondering what's happening behind the counter. I've also seen a simple floor map work wonders. An arrow from "You are here" to service desk, restrooms, and waiting area. Wayfinding reduces friction, especially for first-timers and older guests, and it costs almost nothing to print and laminate. Do it once, update yearly. Let's talk personalization and speed. A good CRM can surface names, vehicles, and history at check-in, and streamline checkout with online pre-check, digital signatures, and contactless payment. What should a small shop capture in the CRM to feel personal, not creepy? How do you design a check-in and checkout flow that's fast but not rushed? And what about maintenance reminders, birthdays, or fleet touches? Where's the line between thoughtful and annoying? Lastly, would you post menu pricing and time estimates up front, or only discuss those one-on-one? What builds trust fastest?
Capture the basics and a few preferences. Basics: legal name, preferred name, mobile number, email, vehicle, mileage, and last services. Preferences: communication channel, shuttle or pickup needs, preferred drop-off times, and any sensitivity like no perfume, call before noon, or park and back. For fleets, note approval thresholds and authorized contacts. Keep it respectful. If you wouldn't say it aloud to a customer, don't store it. For check-in, offer pre-check on your website or via text the day before. On arrival, confirm concerns, scan the VIN, verify contact method, and set a realistic time window. For checkout, send the invoice ahead for review, accept tap to pay, and capture a digital signature. Post a simple menu board with prices for common services and starting at ranges for diagnostics. It anchors expectations and reduces awkwardness. Reminders should be targeted, not spammy. A timely mileage-based suggestion, a birthday note with a small perk, and a quarterly "What's Next" summary. Fleets appreciate monthly consolidated statements.
That, if you wouldn't say it aloud, don't store it, rule is gold. We've seen owners overcollect and then underuse data, which erodes trust fast. The focus you outlined, channel, timing, and needs, actually gets used. I'll echo posting prices. A clear menu board shortens debates and speeds approvals, especially for oil changes, inspections, and tire rotations. Also, pre-check reduces Monday morning pileups and keeps your advisors calm under pressure and accurate. Let's shift to communication and training. Digital vehicle inspections with photos and video are now table stakes, but presentation matters. How do you turn findings into a clear story? Good, better, best options, safety first, without overwhelming people. And on the human side, what front-of-house training improves empathy, listening, and objection handling while keeping explanations in plain language? I'd also love your take on escalation protocols and consistency across shifts. Do you favor scripted phrases, roleplay, or checklists? How often should teams practice? And who owns the process day to day, operationally?
Start with a diagnosis narrative, not a parts list. Use the inspection to show system health, green, yellow, red, then connect symptoms to causes and outcomes. Example: your brake pads are at 2 millimeters. That's below spec and unsafe. Today, we recommend pads and rotors. Soon, we'll flush brake fluid, monitor rear calipers. Offer good, better, best parts options when appropriate, but always lead with safety and OE equivalent standards. Training. Run weekly 10-minute role plays during the morning huddle. Practice listening, mirroring concerns, and summarizing in plain language. Teach objection handling, price anchoring with value, deferring non-critical items without guilt, and acknowledging budget realities. A simple escalation rule helps. If a conversation exceeds 5 minutes or tension rises, bring in the service manager. Document declines with photos, customer initials, and a monitor date in the CRM. Keep scripts as guardrails, not rigid lines, and publish a glossary, so every advisor explains terms the same way across shifts. Consistency builds trust and shortens approval cycles.
That glossary idea is underused and brilliant. Shops debate OE versus aftermarket or brake service versus pad replacement, and customers hear noise. A shared dictionary turns noise into clarity. I'll add one micro skill: label the pause. When an advisor needs to read a DVI or ask a tech, say, "Give me 60 seconds to confirm." It lowers anxiety and prevents the dreaded counter silence. Close loops quickly and thank people. Convenience can be the tiebreaker. After-hours key drop, lockers, pickup and delivery, shuttle rides, loaners, or rideshare credits. There's a menu. Pair that with visible trust signals like ASE or AAA credentials, bios, and service promises. Then there's value-building promotions and ethical upselling. How do you prioritize convenience options for different shop sizes? And what promotions drive add-on acceptance without feeling pushy? Where do guarantees and financing fit in that picture? And for express services, would you run a separate lane or schedule blocks? What ensures speed without shortchanging inspections? Quality?
Match convenience to your volume and footprint. Small shops can win with a secure after-hours drop, text-based pre-authorization, and rideshare credits during peak hours. Mid-size shops often add a shuttle with fixed departure times and a couple of loaners governed by clear policies. Large stores can layer scheduled pickup and delivery. For express services, designate an express bay and time blocks. Keep a micro checklist so safety items still get inspected in minutes. Trust signals belong everywhere customers look: door decals, the waiting area wall, your website, and DVIs. Post a service promise, communication standards, quality parts, torque specs, and warranty terms. Promotions should add value, not slash margins. Seasonal maintenance bundles, tire plus alignment discounts, or oil change with cabin filter pricing. Offer good, better, best, and now soon monitor tiers to keep upselling ethical. Financing helps approvals on bigger tickets. Introduce it at estimate time, not at the register. Stand behind work with a clear nationwide warranty and easy claims. Publish turnaround targets up front.
I like the micro checklist for express work. A quick look at tires, brakes, fluids, battery, and lights takes 2 minutes and captures preventive revenue without slowing the lane. Also, presenting financing at estimate time keeps dignity intact. No surprises at the desk. One more nuance. If a part is back-ordered, state it immediately with alternatives, like different brands or a reschedule with a loaner. Transparency beats excuses every time. For our final block, let's connect feedback to continuous improvement. Capturing insights at the counter with QR codes, tablets, or post-visit text is great, but acting on it is the differentiator. How do you operationalize service recovery and close loops? Tie that to reviews. Asking at the right moment, automated invites, and responding publicly. Add accessibility and inclusivity, ADA, clear wayfinding, multilingual materials. Then the scoreboard. Which metrics matter weekly, and who owns them? Finally, give us a low-cost refresh checklist and an implementation roadmap. Quick wins this week, 30-day projects, and a couple of quarterly investments. And how do you communicate changes to customers, email, social, and in-shop signage so improvements get noticed?
Build feedback into the visit. Place a sign with a QR linking to a 2-question survey at the counter and in the waiting area. Hand a tablet at checkout for a quick NPS rating and 1 comment. After the visit, send a text invite within 2 hours. For service recovery, empower advisors with a make-good budget, gift cards, ride credits, or a waived diagnostic on the next visit, and a same-day escalation path to the manager. Reviews. Ask at peak satisfaction, after approval, or at checkout, using a QR card and an automated invite. Respond to every review within 48 hours. Thank positives, and for negatives, apologize, state the fix, and invite an offline conversation. Accessibility. Confirm ADA access, wide aisles, contrasting signage, and multilingual handouts if your market warrants. Metrics weekly. Repeat visit rate, average RO, add-on acceptance, review count and score, turnaround and wait times, and NPS. Ownership. Appoint a customer experience champion, run daily huddles, a weekly checklist, and monthly training.
That's a complete system, not a collection of tips. I appreciate the make good budget. Giving advisors permission to fix small issues quickly protects lifetime value. On the low-cost side, I'll bullet a refresh, brighter bulbs, a coat of paint, tidy cable management, uniforms that match your brand, fresh floor mats, branded key tags, and a clean scent. Announce upgrades via countertop signs, email, and a quick social post. People notice momentum. As we close, remember this. Shops that win online are the shops that grow. Google reviews and social media aren't optional anymore. They're your competitive advantage. For hands-on help optimizing both, email support mbenoitassociates.com. That wraps today's conversation on building an engaging in-shop experience that turns first-time visitors into loyal customers. We covered the loyalty math, why repeat visits, referrals, and higher average repair orders follow a thoughtful experience. We mapped the journey from booking to follow-up and dialed in first impressions, signage, parking, lighting, and a welcoming counter. We talked about crafting a comfortable, on-brand environment, personalizing with a CRM, and speeding check-in and check-out without sacrificing clarity. We dug into transparent communication with digital inspections, advisor training, and escalation paths. We layered on convenience options, trust signals, warranties, promotions that add value, and ethical upselling. Finally, we built a feedback loop, a reviews engine, an accessibility checklist, and a weekly scoreboard with ownership. Take 3 quick wins this week, schedule 3 projects in 30 days, and choose 1 to 2 quarterly investments. Keep customers informed, celebrate improvements, and watch retention climb.